Most women are told hysterectomy recovery takes 6 to 8 weeks. But what if I told you that for many women, the real recovery doesn't even start until months or years later? Not because something went wrong, but because no one told you what recovery actually includes once the incision heals and the follow-up stop. Today, we're talking about long-term hysterectomy recovery. The part women quietly Google at 2 a.m. because they weren't warned.
I breathe it in, I let it go. I'm becoming who I already know. Beauty over age, I rise and glow. Power in my spirit, peace in my soul.
What's up to my favorite bunch of beauties? Welcome back to Beauty Over Age. If you're new here, I'm Denise. I'm a nurse, a menopause educator, and a woman who believes women deserve clear, honest information about their bodies, especially after 40. This video is part of my What They Don't Tell You series, where we talk about the conversations that often get rushed, minimized, or skipped altogether in women's health care. And today's conversation is about life after hysterectomy, long term. Let's start here. Hysterectomy is often framed as you'll feel better, your symptoms will improve, you'll be back to normal in a few weeks. And for many women, that's partially true. But what's often missing is context. Because hysterectomy isn't just the removal of an organ, it's a structural, hormonal, emotional, and neurological change to the body. And long-term recovery doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks subtle. And subtle changes are easier to dismiss. When we say long-term hysterectomy recovery, we're talking about changes that show up months or years later, symptoms that weren't present right after surgery, shifts that don't feel severe enough to be labeled as wrong but don't feel normal either. This can include pelvic changes, vaginal changes, energy shifts, emotional changes, and body awareness change. And many women don't connect these things back to surgery because no one told them to. One of the least discussed aspects of hysterectomy recovery is pelvic support. Even when the ovaries are left intact, removing the uterus changes how the pelvic floor distributes pressure. That can show up as a sense of heaviness, pressure when standing or walking long periods, new awareness of the pelvic area, changes in posture or lower back comfort. Not everyone experiences this, but many do. And when women bring it up, they're often told that's just aging. But context matters. This is where today's video directly connects to the vaginal health episode. After hysterectomy, some women notice dryness, sensitivity, irritation, changes in comfort with intimacy. Even if the cervix was left, even if the ovaries were preserved. Why? Because vaginal tissue is hormone responsive, and surgery can shift how blood flow, nerve signaling, and estrogen responsiveness work over time. This isn't about fear, it's about awareness. Here's something many women aren't told clearly. Even when ovaries are left, their function can decline earlier after hysterectomy. That doesn't mean that menopause is going to happen immediately, but it can mean symptoms appear sooner, hormonal shifts feel less predictable, the transition into perimenopause feels different. And when women say, I don't feel like myself anymore, they're often told Your labs look fine, but labs don't always tell the full story. Long-term fatigue after hysterectomy isn't always extreme. Sometimes it's getting tired faster, needing more recovery time, feeling off in ways you can't quite explain. Your body has adapted to a major internal change, and adaptation takes energy. That doesn't mean something is wrong. It means your body is working differently now. This part rarely gets acknowledged. Hysterectomy can carry emotional weight even when it was medically necessary and welcomed. Some women feel relief, grief, or neutral until later, a delayed emotional response, and all of those reactions are valid. Your body remembers transitions, even when your mind made peace with them quickly. Here's the truth. Women aren't uninformed because they didn't ask questions. They're uninformed because the system prioritizes short-term outcomes. Did the surgery go well? Did the incisions heal? Are there complications? Long-term quality of life often gets left out of the conversation. Women deserve to know recovery is layered and healing isn't linear. Awareness is not the same as alarm, and not every change means something is wrong. Information gives you language. Language gives you agency. For women over 40, hysterectomy recovery doesn't exist in a vacuum. It often overlaps with perimenopause, postmenopause, midlife health shifts. That overlap can make symptoms harder to sort out, which is why education matters. If you've had a hysterectomy and found yourself thinking, why didn't anyone explain this? You're not imagining things, and you're not asking too much by wanting the full picture. That's what this series is about. If this video gave you clarity, share it with someone who might need it. Subscribe for more episodes in the What They Don't Tell You series. This work doesn't end with one video. I'm slowly building a small circle for women moving through these transitions together, opening in May. You'll find more below if you want to sit with it. And hey, if these videos are helping you feel seen or supported and you want to show a little love, you can buy me a coffee by scanning the QR code on the screen. Until next time, stay powerful, stay peaceful, and I will see you in the next video.